Okay. So this weekend I saw Transformers: Age of Extinction. I died a little inside just making that statement. Now, my experience with the Transformers franchise, I've never been a Transformers fan. Not even as a kid. It was one of the things that I remember as a kid that I genuinely hated. I was so into Jurassic Park and dinosaurs and stuff, I was like, why the hell would anybody think robots turning into cars is cool? I'm sorry, that's what I thought as a kid. But I understand if you like it, that's fine, it's just not me. I don't get all emotional with the death of Optimus Prime or anything like that, or I don't own any of the movies. I don't have fond memories of playing with the toys. No. I just never liked Transformers. First movie. Remember, a lot of my friends liked it when it came out, or they were very excited for it. And I completely forgot about it. I saw it once and I barely remember it. It's very forgettable in my mind. And I don't intend on revisiting it because, as I imagine with the other Transformers movies, it's extremely painful. I didn't see Transformers 2, but my brother did and he said it was god-awful. That was my opinion of Transformers 3. I saw this movie with three close friends of mine back in the day, and I was like, guys, we should totally see X-Men First Class. I saw it, it's a really good movie. My one friend is the genius, he's a freaking moron. He's just like, we should see something everybody's gonna like Transformers. Then we all came into that movie depressed. It was a horrible experience. And I swore to myself, never again. Unfortunately, I broke that promise. As one fateful day, this past week, my brother got a call. Two of his friends were going to see the movie. And Michael's like, Joey, you should see this. And I'm like, Mike, no, I don't want to. I was like, they had to drag me there. I was complaining the entire way through. I was like, okay, look, this might not be terrible. It has some actors that I really like, so maybe it'll be okay. And at the end of the day, while it isn't as bad as Transformers 3, this movie depressed me. It proves to me that people are willing to sit through an almost 3-hour toy commercial with no characters, no real story, and no real consequences. Alright, so basically this movie takes place a couple years after the Battle of Chicago, which happened in the last Transformers movie. That much I remember. And the government's like, we don't like these robot things, so we're gonna hunt them all down. And apparently they're gonna make these robot things into their own and, use them as their own military weapons. That idea, maybe the movie didn't really execute that well, but that idea was interesting, in my opinion. They really do much with it. It's just the same old, government conspiracy type of deal with Michael Bay movies and all these big, like Roland Emmerich type movie, And then you have Mark Wahlberg as the goofy inventor character who's trying to support his daughter through, get her to college. Trouble is the problem I have with Mark Wahlberg is that Mark Wahlberg's not a terrible actor. I think he can be a solid actor. I mean, like Boogie Nights, The Departed, he can be really good. It's just, in this movie, it's like he's this inventor character, and when you have an inventor character in your mind, you don't think Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg, he's like these big muscles, and trying to imagine him as this wacky character, I'm like, no, I don't. I'm sorry. And even though he's a better leading man than Shia LaBeouf was in the other Transformers movies, his presence really didn't add much. It was just, okay, maybe he did more in the plot. Like, he actually did more action as opposed to being the dude in distress. Just saying, Optimus, Bumblebee! Garbage like that. And then his daughter, who's in Bates Motel in The Last Airbender, she does nothing, and there's constant shots of her ass. Yeah, I'm not gonna, make it anything, more glorified than what it is. It's her ass, and it's shot like this, it's really like almost a close-up. Not really a close-up, but, you know what I mean? It showed, her ass. Not her ass, but she was wearing, it's complicated. It's, at the end of the day, I find it offensive as a moviegoer, especially since Transformers is intended for young children, and then you have, like, this, this material in the movie, it pisses me off. I know you could probably say, but it's PG-13. Shut up. Shut up. Unless the movie is rated R or looks questionable, parents don't care about the ratings. They care about what type of movie it is. So if it's like a Spider-Man or Transformers or anything like that, you know, they'll take their kids to see it, even if it has some objectionable content, because it's a brand. People will just see it anyway. So that's where that argument is flawed. Now, try to think what else is in this movie. Stanley Tucci is in it. You know, he's fine. Kelsey Grammer's in it. He's okay. Everything else is just crap. You have this, I forgot the one guy's name, but he's been in like Argo, The Town, Titus, I forget his name. But he was in this as like this CIA assassin dude, and he has this really stupid line where Mark Wahlberg's like saying to him, "You don't have a warrant to get in my house," and he stares at him and he's just like, "My face is a warrant." And it's just like, what? No. And, okay, so you're probably thinking, okay, the characters suck, but I don't care about that. I want to see the Transformers. How was that? Lame. Why is it lame? Because, well, the Transformers apparently have characters. This is what I like about Pacific Rim. The Pacific Rim robots, they look cool, but they're not characters. They're special effects, okay? In Transformers, you have Ken Watanabe robot, you have John Goodman robot, you have that green robot that sounds English, or, you know, that dialect. I apologize for being offensive, but the movie doesn't care, so why should I? And then you have Optimus Prime, who I've just grown to hate, because his presence in these movies is unredeemable. And they have a boring line delivery. Like, John Goodman is like one of the coolest guys out there, and you would think, oh man, this is gonna be awesome. He has bad line. He's like, oh no, oh man, like that. That's the level of enthusiasm. So it's like, not just the human characters are bad, but the robot characters are horrible. Not just in their scripting, but just, you know, how they're portrayed or whatever. You know, by the actors. You know, and the special effects don't even look that good. A lot of it's just all CGI with like, I can't do that well, but, you know, can't we just have some close-up shots of like an animatronic Optimus Prime talking or something like that? Nope, it has to be completely computer. Can we just if you're going to do completely computer, at least be clever about it, or at least have a strong human story attached to your movie. Unfortunately, this movie made about $100 million in the US and about $90 million in China, which is apparently the biggest opening a movie has ever had that wasn't Chinese in China. So we're getting a fifth Transformers movie no matter what. I say to you is this: think wisely about seeing this movie in the theater. Think wisely about seeing the fifth Transformers movie in the theater. Because you're just going to be getting the same crap over and over again as long as Michael Bay is involved. This movie is probably the worst movie I've seen this year, trumping Amazing Spider-Man 2, shockingly enough. And I can't wait. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes can't come soon enough, because I am depressed over how bad somebody can make a $200 million blockbuster that should be at least halfway decent. That rant over. I'll see you guys later, I guess.